This is Mr. Hanna with your test review for section 4.1, the graphing. There are 20 questions. It is all short answer. There are no multiple choice questions. Questions 1 and 2 ask you to find the slope of the line from the graph. It will be neatly labeled with dots on the line. So you start at the one on the left and you make a triangle to the one on the right. If you go down, your rise is negative. And then you go across. That is your run. Make sure you don't start counting at that first point. Make sure you count when you move. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. So my rise is -2 and my run was 3. So my slope is -2/3. Questions 3 through 6, you are given a pair of points and they want you to find the slope. I tell my classes it helps if you label your points. This is x1, this is y1 because that's my first x and that's my first y. This is x2 and this is y2 because that's my second x and my second y. And then the important thing is you make sure you get the y's on top and the x's on bottom. And you make sure that whichever one you put in front on top, you put its match in front on bottom. So 10 and 9 go together. So I have 10 and 9 in front. I have 8 and 12 go together. So I have 8 and 12 in back. If one of these numbers was negative, because the formula says minus, then I would have minus a minus, which would change this to a plus or this to a plus. So 10 minus 8 is 2. That is my change in my y's, or my rise. 9 minus 12 is -3. That is my change in my x's, or my run. So my slope is -2/3. 7 through 10 ask you to graph the line. The graph will be on the test, so don't worry about that. 7 and 8 give you an equation in standard form. So the first thing you got to do is put it in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. So you have an equation in standard form. The first thing you do is move the x term to the right side. You do the opposite. So I have 6x minus 4y equals 12. The opposite of 6x is minus 6x. Put that x term between the right after the equal sign. So I have minus 4y equals minus 6x plus 12. It's plus 12 because this was positive. The second thing I do is get rid of the number in front of y. So I've got minus 4. I got to get rid of it. It is multiplying. So to get rid of it, I divide everything by minus 4. These cancel, leaving y. -6 over -4 times x. Well, the negatives cancel. Negative over negative is a positive. And 6 over 4 reduces to 3 over 2. I still have my x. 12 divided by minus 4 is minus 3. So my y-intercept is minus 3. 9 and 10, 7 and 8, once I put them in slope-intercept form, the first thing you do is go to the y-intercepts. In this case, it's -3. I go down 3 on the y-axis, put a dot. Then I use my slope, which is equal to rise over run, to find more points. So you go up 3 and right 2. The rise was 3. The run was 2. Excuse me. Rise was 3. Run was 2. There's another dot. I can do it again. Rise 3 more. Run 2 more. There's another dot. Connect the lines. 11 and 12, we're asking you to find the equation of the line from the graph. The first thing you have to do is find the y-intercept, which is b. That's where the line crosses the y-axis. Real easy. Find the y-axis. That's the vertical one. And find where that line crosses it. In this case, it's -2. So my b is -2. Now on these two problems, you are not going to have dots on your line. You're going to have to find a place where the line goes through the corner of a grid. Then you have to move right along the line until you find another place where it goes through a corner. Connect those two corners and do your triangle thing. This one goes down 2 and right 3. So my slope is negative 2/3. I have an intercept. I have a slope. Plug it in, y equals mx plus b. So minus 2/3 times x. And then minus b, because this is negative. That'll change this plus sign to a negative. 13 and 14 are the easiest problems on the test. I give you a slope and a y-intercept. You have to write the equation in slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. So slope is m, y-intercept is b. You always write y equals, then you take whatever your slope is, in this case negative 3/4, and put it there. Then you put x. Do not forget x. You always need that. Then you would add your y-intercept. Well, because it's plus right there. But our y-intercept is minus 6. So if this is negative, it's going to change this plus sign to a minus sign. So my answer is y equals negative 3/4 times x minus 6. 15 through 18 all give you an equation in standard form. Something times x plus something times y equals a number. And they want you to write it in slope-intercept form. Y equals m times x plus lowercase b, which is the y-intercept. The first thing you're going to do is move the x term to the opposite side. So you do the opposite. Put it right after the equal sign. And so I got 5x minus 2y equals 20. Got to get rid of 5x. The opposite of 5x is minus 5x. This minus sign is with a 2, not a 5. Subtract 5x from both sides. That leaves me with minus 2s. Notice that minus 2y. Notice that minus sign did not go away. Equals minus 5x plus 20. And the second thing you do is divide everything by whatever number is in front of y. So my number in front of y is negative 2. I divide everything by negative 2. And you should be doing that in 3 places, underneath the y, underneath the x, and underneath the constant term. Negative 2 divided by negative 2 cancels out. I got y. Minus 5 over minus 2, and negative over negative is a positive, so 5 over 2x. And then 20 divided by negative 2 is minus 10. So I can get rid of the plus sign and put minus 10. 19 and 20. They give you 2 points. They want you to write the equation in slope-intercept form. Well, the first thing, just like you had to do at the beginning of the test, is find the slope. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That's the change in the y's over change in the x's, rise over run. So if I have a point 3, 5 and another point 0, 7, I would have, that's my second y, first y, 7 minus 5 is 2. Second x, first x, so 0 minus 3 is minus 3. So my slope is negative 2/3. Here's the hard part. Second, you got to find the y-intercept. Well, it doesn't look like they gave it to you because you don't see b equals a number anywhere right there. But you have to remember x equals 0 when it's the y-intercept. So b equals 7 because x equals 0. That's the number that goes with it. My intercept is 7. So then you just write it. Y equals negative 2/3 x plus 7. Now I have 2 special cases. They're not going to look exactly like this. In the first special case, I've got 3, 5 and 3, 10. Doesn't matter what they are, but these are both 3. If they were both 5, it'd still work the same way, except this would be different. If the x's are the same, that means when you subtract, you're going to get a 0 on bottom, which means you have an undefined slope. So the answer for an x's being the same is just x equals whatever that number is. In this case, it's 3. Your other special case, The x's are different, but the y's are the same. If the y's are the same, it's a horizontal line. This was a vertical line. Horizontal lines, the equation is y equals whatever the y number is. So in this case, it's both 7. Y equals 7. It's horizontal or flat because I'd have 7 minus 7 on top, which would give me 0 on top. Slope is 0. And that's the test. Please study.